Welcome to Gabmap, the web application that puts dialects on the map. We start with a table containing the phonetic transcriptions of several words as they are pronounced in different places. We also made a map of Pennsylvania. Each dot represents the location for which we have data. On this map, you can show the frequency of certain sounds or sound sequences, or you can show where certain variants of words are being used. The application can calculate distances between locations based on edit distance. This gives rise to groups of locations that are linguistically near to each other. If we want to show small variations within a dialect region, we can introduce small color variations. Here we see two pronunciations of the word 11 in an alignment diagram. It shows edit distance of 2. The distances between all word pairs are averaged to determine a distance measure between two data collection sites. This graph shows the linguistic distance as a function of the geographic distance for all location pairs. As you can see, locations that are geographically further apart are typically also linguistically further apart. You can plot all linguistic distances to certain locations on your map. This map shows the distances to Berks. The lighter areas are linguistically nearer. We can do the same for other locations, such as Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. Using Gabmap is simple. You don't need to install any software, and you don't need any programming experience. All you need is a web browser. There's a lot more things you can do with Gabmap. Go to the website and try for yourself. Just click Try the Demo and start discovering the possibilities. We set up 2 demo projects for you. Let's try some of the options. Looking at all items, we learned that in Philadelphia there's only one observed pronunciation of the phrase Sunday before last. The same goes for Berks. For Pittsburgh, however, we don't have data for this item. You might also be interested to know where a certain sound occurs. Let's look it up under the option Data Overview. This sound, for example, has not been observed in Philadelphia, but you can also see places where it has been observed. As another example, we'll visualize dialect variations between all locations in a way that shows whether the varieties differ continuously when plotted against geography. This particular plot shows that Berks deviates strongly from the other locations. It seems that there are only a few other sites where people speak similarly, for example, Lebanon and Lehigh. As a last example, we'll examine the result of clustering, which means the automatic search for groups of similar sites. We find Berks in the green cluster at the bottom of this dendrogram. This was a short tour of Gabmap. There are many things we didn't show you. Give it a try and play with it a bit to get an impression of the possibilities. Just go to www.gabmap.nl and start exploring.